I am so excited for tonight's show. So, welcome to NewBeing Queen Talk Show on tonight. Listen, we are ready for you all to start sharing this video on tonight. Listen, y'all got to, this interview is going to be beautiful. It's going to be nice. And y'all know how we always do. We like for you to share. We like for you to go ahead and invite people to come in and be a part of the show. So, if you have not shared this, go ahead and start sharing it now. So, we're looking forward to you sharing this on your Facebook page. Also, y'all know we on YouTube as well. So listen, go ahead and share it too. So if you miss it, it's okay. Because guess what? We on YouTube and we're gonna be on LinkedIn. So go ahead and take out your time right now and share this interview. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick video of her. I'm gonna take her backstage and then I'm gonna bring her back. So just hold on 1 second. I'll be right with you. So I wanted to just give her a little bit more time so she can go ahead and start sharing this video and texting some people and asking them to come live. But meanwhile, y'all go ahead and chime in. Let me know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and things of that nature. This model here's got some information for you all. I got some questions we're going to be asking her tonight, and we want y'all to go ahead and share. So I'm going to go ahead and read some of her bio for you all on tonight. Danielle is a proud native of Lake City, Florida. She is also a U.S. Navy veteran that did some 8 solid years in the Navy. She did it when she was 19 years old. She's a mother of one beautiful angel that she has, and it's Amani Danielle. Also, that she's not only is she's a model, but she was also on Fashion Week. So if you are looking for a model, looking for someone that can give you some ideas about modeling, she is the one. So y'all know I always tell you all when you come on NewBeing Queen Talk Show, I like for you all to comment. So right now, while you're here, let me know who you are, where you're from, and then get ready to ask questions. I even enjoy your comments too. So comment on here. Let us know who you are, where you're from, and if there's any questions that you have regarding modeling, let me know so we can get you all in the right place. Okay, so I'm super excited about this. Now we're getting ready to bring her forth. Let's get ready for the queen to come forth, Queen Danielle Williams. Hello, Queen. How are you doing?
Good. How are you? I'm great.
I am well, super excited for having you here on the show with us on tonight. I'm so glad to have you here. So if we can do this beautiful interview, we can talk about modeling and some of the things that you experience modeling and things of that nature. So I'm excited. So Danielle, we know that you've been in the industry for a while. So how many years have you been in the modeling industry?
I started modeling when I was 19. I did my first photo shoot in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I've always wanted to be a model. I've always wanted to be an actress. So that's where it started.
That's where it started. That's beautiful. You've been doing this for a while because we know you got some age on you. You're not old, but you got some time under your belt and some experience. So if you will, kind of give us some background of why you wanted to get into this industry.
To be honest, I don't know. I just know that when I was in high school, I always did broadcasting classes and theater classes. I've always wanted to do that, but I always suffered from low self-esteem since I was little.
Wow, that's big right there.
So I don't know if that was just a way of like therapy. I'm not sure, but I've always wanted to do it. So I don't know why.
You know what? That's kind of like having fear and facing your fears. You know how some people say, oh, I suffer from low self-esteem, but at the same time, they don't allow that to stop them, and you utilize that and say, I'm going to model despite it all. I'm going to still move forward. I'm going to face my fears. So I, appreciate you, stepping out and say, I'm going to get into the modeling career. I'm not going to allow this to stop me. And I'm going to face this thing head on. So what are some of the things with having low self-esteem? What are some of the thoughts that came to your mind when you said, I'm going to step out into modeling that could have possibly hindered you? Because, you're going to have some models that's going to be coming. But what are some of the things that could hinder them as a model if they want to get into this industry?
Definitely finances, because modeling does not pay right away. Right. It's almost like you being an upcoming rapper or musician. You literally have to front funds to pay photographers,
Right.
have clothing, to have, like say if you want to be a content creator, you have to have a good camera, a good
Yes.
phone,
Yes.
stuff like that. So like you have to upfront a lot of things before people want to pay you.
Right. And so we're thinking that once you start modeling, that you're gonna automatically start making some money. You're gonna automatically, funds gonna start coming. You're gonna get contracts. You're gonna get opportunities. So
Mhm.
it's some waiting in this process. So let me ask you this. So in your process of waiting, what are some of the things that you did to prepare yourself as a model? Because you're absolutely gorgeous. I always say y'all you're beautiful. So what are some of the things that you do to keep up that beauty?
Well, I learned how to do my own makeup because that's expensive in itself, trying to
Oh,
get a makeup artist to do your makeup. Because now, back in the day, you used to get, when you got casted, you used to get your hair and makeup done to do what they needed you to do.
right.
Nowadays, they want you to come video, photo shoot ready. So you have
Yeah.
to do all those things on your own.
Right.
So I watched YouTube videos, learn how to do my own makeup. I would go to the gym and walk on the treadmill to
That's it.
practice my runway walk
Wait a minute. On the treadmill?
on the treadmill,
What?
because
So
it's
what?
a constant movement,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
So you'll learn how to. And then invested in a model agent and modeling coaching. And so I had this one agent tell me, I want you to go to Walmart and walk normal, and then out of nowhere bust out with the model walk, and then strangers are going to look at you like, what are you doing?
But
That's how you get over the fear of a crowd of audience just staring at you.
right.
So that's how I loosened up, because now you have strangers just staring at you, and everybody give you a different face. Some people like, okay, I see you, and then some people like, what are you doing? You're in Walmart, like. So you get used to any type of expression anybody will give you.
Right, right, right.
You
Because
know.
I've seen you walking. I was like, I was speechless. I wish we was able to let you do the runway walk right now. We don't have enough room and space. But honey, I listen, if y'all want to see how she do her runway walk, we're gonna have to maybe do something else another day, or have her to do a runway walk and then share it on my Facebook page so y'all can see what it looks like to do model walks. And you know what? What are the names of the walks that they tell you? Because I know when y'all was doing something like the I or the T or something, what is that thing called?
We have a T walk, and that's just going down the runway and then going to separate ways so different parts of the audience can see you. And
Uh-huh.
then you have like the uppity walk, and those type of walks are used when you're walking for like Gucci, those very big name brands. You have
Uh-huh.
no expression, no nothing.
Gotcha. Oh, and it's called uppity walk.
It's like that's what I call it, but the industry have different names for it depending on where you are in the world. You have another walk where more urban, where you can add more personality. Those walks are where you have like those urban wear, and those are the things that you would see like on BET, MTV, stuff
Right,
like that. You wouldn't really see that at New York Fashion Week. New York Fashion Week is like the stone cold, like no expression. You walk straight, and there is no personality. Everyone looks exactly the same.
right.
And then you'll have maybe like the cool walk, where it's kind of like a sway swaggy type of thing.
Yes,
And
yes.
it all depends on what your fashion designer wants. If they want you to walk stuck, then that's what you're gonna do. If they say, okay, you can add some personality, then you'll sell yourself a little bit, or you'll move with some type of personality or swag. But it just all depends. If they say no, then it's a no.
Okay, let's go back to that walk stuck. Like, what is that?
Um, okay, so a lot of people lose focus on what your job is as a model. Your
Okay,
job as a model is to sell the product that you're modeling.
right,
Your job as a model is to sell yourself.
right,
So
right,
some people get sidetracked at, oh, I'm pretty. Oh, well, modeling is not about you being pretty. It's
right,
about your ability of selling a product.
right. Okay, so when you're up there, you're modeling and you're walking, you're saying this is not about me. This is about
Mhm.
the outfit or the
Yeah.
makeup or the hair.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that I'm not trying to get myself out there, but I'm putting it out there so you all can see.
Mhm.
Okay, so I get it. I get what you're talking about. So
So
I
that will also affect how you walk, because if I'm selling this jacket, I'm gonna tug on it. I'm gonna, to bring more attention to it. I'm going to use it as a prop. Or if I'm selling a hairstyle, I'm going to flip my hair. Or if
Yes.
I'm selling my nails, I'm going to show them, in whatever. So that's what you do. So that's what you would add in your walk,
Yeah.
depending on the fashion designer, of course. But when you're selling a certain product, like if I'm selling a purse, I'm gonna make sure I turn so you can see the full purse. You know what I'm saying? It has nothing to do with me at that point.
Wait a minute. Listen. Now, see, I'm not a model, but see another model like, oh yeah, she knows she's talking about. See, for me, honey, I'll be able to just walk in and strut myself. I've been. So this shirt that I have on, right? It has like a tail on the side of it, so it's not modeling just the shirt; it's every facet of the shirt. So if I want somebody to see this long tail, I'm trying to pull it so you can see the tail of the shirt. So like, I'm trying to with my
I
background.
like it.
What a bit background. So if I'm walking and I want people to see every facet of my shirt, I have to make sure I do certain moves and then make sure I pull this out so they can kind of see that I
Yeah.
have that little tail on the side of my shirt.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
yeah, and it's a certain walk that you do.
Yeah.
So I love it. I absolutely love it. So you had to do Fashion Week.
hmm
How was that for you? Like, what year was that you
That
had to?
was this year in February.
Oh my goodness! And how was that experience? Because I know that were you nervous?
I was very nervous and cold.
Oh, okay. So where was Fashion Week located?
New York.
Oh wow. Okay, got you. And
Yeah.
you know what? And then sometimes, like you said, you were cold, right? So y'all are probably not modeling jackets and coats and stuff like that. You probably got on regular clothes, right?
Depending on what the fashion designer wants you to wear. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
So okay, so when you had to do that runway, and you had to walk. Did you happen to? I mean, because I know fashion, that's a big thing, right? Fashion Week, isn't that
hmm
a big thing? Okay, so did you get a chance to see any celebrities there? Do you see any people that you know that's in fashion that was there for that time? Or you were just modeling? You don't know.
I don't know. I
Oh,
have to learn my fashion designers and my famous models. I haven't learned yet, but when
right,
I went to New York Fashion Week, I modeled for a small fashion designer that's
gotcha.
not really known yet. So when you start in the world, you start small. You start, and then you work your way up into the bigger brands. So I
Right,
didn't get there yet, but
right.
eventually I will.
Okay, but that's still a big thing because
Yeah.
you know,
So
even though it's a small brand, but for them to have a fashion week, that is still big. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? In order
Mhm.
for you to have made it that far. So if you were to give somebody some advice about the modeling industry and what not to do, what could be something that you would say, you know what, when you get into the modeling industry, let me tell you what you probably don't want to start doing when you first get started.
Um, I was in a music video for Big Boy,
Mhm.
and I would say this: when you set boundaries for yourself in the
Right.
industry, do not allow anyone to change them.
Got you.
If my goal is to be a high fashion model, magazines, billboards, you in the windows of stores, stuff like that. That's what my desire is. Not to be a
Yeah.
video vixen, which there's nothing wrong with being a video vixen. That's just not my idea of a model I wanted to be.
Right.
And so I was open to doing stuff like that, but I don't want to change my boundaries. I don't want to do a lot of lingerie, or I
Yeah.
don't want to do a lot of pinup, even though there may be times where I might do it, depending on
Right.
what's the situation, the contract, and stuff like that. But when you don't feel comfortable with doing something, do not let any photographer, any business make you change your morals
Right.
and the things that you do not want to do,
Right.
even if it costs you a contract that's worth $50,000.
Come
Do
on.
not make a change that will make you uncomfortable and change your
Right.
morality.
Right.
And that would be my advice to what not to do.
Okay. So get it in the industry. What could be some of the things that you say when you're starting out? These are some of the things that you want to start doing. You want to start doing this. You want to start doing that. What could be something that you want to do for someone who's an aspiring model and they're getting ready to get started in the industry and they don't quite yet know the ropes? What would be some of the advice you can give them starting out?
The first thing you should do is watch some YouTube videos on modeling 101. walks, poses, what type of modeling. You have print, you have runway, you have all type of things, and see where you fit. If you're not 5'9" and above, then you're not going to be a runway model because they like tall models. Now, do you have an exception? Yeah, but most of your runway models are 5'9" and taller. And then your print models, those are like magazines, just pictures, billboards, commercials, this commercial modeling. There's all types of modeling that you can get
Right.
into. Look them up and see which one fits you the best. High fashion models, they're typically weigh a size 0 to a 3, and they're like up and down. They don't like
Right.
curves in high fashion model. So don't take offense to it or get low self-esteem. That is just the industry. And
Right.
that's
Right.
something you're trying to get into. So it's up to you to either accept it or leave it.
Right. That's
Um, I would say that, and then I would say find you a good photographer to give you a portfolio.
right. Okay.
And of course, you would have to, invest in yourself and pay for that.
Right.
But get an idea, go on Google or Pinterest and see what you need: a headshot, you need a full body shot, you need a glam shot, you need a just regular shot. There's difference in what your portfolio is supposed to look like when you're going on gigs and auditions and stuff like that. They
Right.
want a comp card. A comp card has at least 4 to 5 pictures on there with different looks, and they need to see you without makeup, without any manipulation, with your hair, natural hair, a white t-shirt and jeans. And then you have your glam shot with all of it done. And so they need to see you in every season, basically, like
Right.
a relationship. So they want to see you as a blank canvas and a canvas that's done, so they can see what they can get put on you and or take away. They
Wow.
need to be able to picture you in their vision. And if they
Right.
can't picture you, then you won't be picked, but not because you're not good enough. It's just you don't pick that role.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So those are the first steps that you need. Go check, see which type of modeling you want to do.
Right.
Practice whatever that modeling does, mirror it, embed it in your brain, practice it, then find your photographer, get you your portfolio started and a comp card, and then you're on your way to go find gigs and auditions.
Okay. So when it come down to like social media, what are some of the platforms you say, take advantage of? Because how many followers do you have? Because you got like
I have 31,000 followers.
you have 31,000 followers, right?
Mhm.
So you can take full advantage of, having followers on your page. So you could be like, you know, taking pictures or having pictures taken or videos taken of you modeling and walking and modeling clothes and things like that because your stuff looks really nice. Okay, let me ask you this. So when you're out in the public, are you always put together?
No,
Oh, you're not okay.
no, no.
But you're already beautiful anyway. I
Uh,
mean, because what you would call not put together, I would look at you and say, "Girl, you are absolutely gorgeous." You'd be like, "Well, no, but your hair is always done. You
well,
always have."
my grandmother told me never to step out the house looking a mess because you never know who you run into.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. You always
Yeah.
look good. See,
But I know I'm never always done up, because when your modeling starts to kick up, you always have to be done up, and you'll get exhausted of that. And most models that are like already famous in
right?
their regular life, they have a ponytail and some sweats and
Oh,
some
right,
tennis shoes. Like, it's because their life is always glamorous. That's
right,
their job, to be glamorous. So on their off time, they look normal.
right. Okay, so let me look. Somebody says she is beautiful. Listen, that's I'm trying to tell you now, and you have like this natural look to you. And I wish I had a way I could show some pictures of the way that you look because you're absolutely gorgeous. And
Uh,
so what are some of the things that they have said to you that could have broke your spirit in the modeling industry? What are some of the things? Sometimes you may hear some things, and they may come to you and be straightforward with you about some things. What could be what was some of the things that they may have said to you, or something they said to you that could have broke your spirit, or made you not want to do it anymore?
um, I love my modeling agent because she's so straightforward with me.
Mhm.
She told me this 2 days ago. Was it 2 days ago? About 2 days ago. And she said, "You're pretty, and you're really pretty, and that's it." And I said, "What do you mean?" She's like, "You're not. you're not what they want now. And I said, I can see that. And she's like, you're just pretty. And when you're too pretty, you have to do extra to be seen because you're just pretty. But nowadays they're looking for someone that got one arm, one leg, you got a disability,
Okay, got you.
you may be, you have vitiligo, or you're albino, or you're very curvy. That's what's in now. But
Right,
the pretty tiny girl is not in anymore. That you need more spunk. You got to be different. And if I don't have something different, she just was like, "You're just really, really pretty." And she said it's so hard for really, really pretty girls because you literally have to do something outrageous or outlandish for them to recognize and see you. And instead of that tearing me down, I just was in agreement. I was like, that's just the way the world has moved now.
right,
And she said, it's okay. We'll find something. And I was like, okay, I'm not going to quit.
right,
Also, I had a fashion designer tell me, oh, you're too big for this dress. You might have to lose a couple weight, or we're gonna have to put you in something else. And I just
right,
said, okay, because I signed up for this industry and I know how it could get. I
right,
know it could get really tough.
right,
And so I just was like, okay, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And but if you're not used to that,
right.
I mean, I went to the military, so I'm used to horrible comments.
Right.
So it didn't hurt my feelings, but for someone else that's not used to that or that has been coddled a lot in their life, it can really damage your self-esteem if you're not ready for it. But you have to let it roll off your back and just keep moving.
So you're saying that you have to have tough skin to be able to handle because it's a beauty industry. They may
Mhm.
come after the way you look. They may have something negative to say about the way you look, and you have to be able to I accept that. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Because especially if you're in the industry, like for me. Now, see, I'm already plus size, you know what I'm saying? So I may be a little too big, or I may not be big enough depending on what they're looking for.
right. Hmm.
And so if I say, oh, I'm a plus size model, but it means you have too many tummy rolls. You know what I'm saying? So because I've seen some models, they have like a tummy, but they don't have like two tummies. Like I had a baby that told me years ago. She said, you got two babies.
Oh my goodness.
I got two babies. She picked up my tummy. She said, you got this top tummy and you got a bottom tummy. And I hollered. I yelled. I said,
It's
oh,
always the kids, man. They'll tell you the truth.
they too honest. They too honest. That's what made me get into the shape of the business because I was like, I got to bring this stuff in. But I mean, that's just the stuff that you just have to be able to handle. And
Hmm.
because guess what? That was the truth. Even though it made me laugh, but I was like, they would tell the truth. I said, I'm still pretty, aren't I? She said, you pretty, but you got two babies. She said, you have two babies, and she wouldn't know when I was gonna have my babies.
Oh my goodness.
I can have within a year, like when babies will go away, but you won't go see no babies gonna come out here during that time. So I was trying to say I wrote down some of the notes I wanted to ask you. Um okay, what are some of the places that you've been, that you've traveled, that you had to, the travel? You went to Fashion Week, but what are some of the other places you had to go for okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. You just recently went to Atlanta, right?
When was the last time I went to Atlanta for
On a
spring break?
billboard.
And
You was
that's
on
when
the video.
I did the music video and I did some extra work on Tyler Perry Studios.
Okay, wow.
Hmm.
What you did on Tyler Perry Studios?
I was an extra in one of his shows, the Queensman, and I did an extra in was it Sisters? And then I went to a women's expo
Mhm.
and I appeared on I think Love and Hip Hop or something like that.
Okay. Okay, wow. Okay.
Or the Housewives. It was something, but we were used. So extras, you can pop up on any show,
Right. So
and
you
you
so
just kind of rely on your friends and family to point you out.
oh, oh wow. Oh, okay, gotcha. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. So when you went to Atlanta, I know you was on the billboard in Atlanta.
Oh
What
yeah. Hmm.
what was the name of that billboard?
I don't know what the specific name was, but I know it was downtown, and it's just billboard that shows businesses, all type of businesses, and it just scrolls all day.
Uh-huh.
And then on our slot, it was the most beautiful models that you can book in Atlanta, Georgia.
And see, that's what I want you to say. The most beautiful, yeah. And so, see, that's what you get that. You know, I always tell you you're exotic. I always say, oh, you're just so
Mhm.
exotic because I look at you and I see beauty, but I also see that you can be more than just beautiful. You can be, exotic. You can be different, like like your background. Like I can see you, being different, being a beautiful woman that lives out in the jungle, but you get beautiful, and
Yeah.
it's in all natural um environment, organic. You know what I'm saying? Like I can actually see you being the in high fashion. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else I can ask you before that you go. It seems like it's something else I'm missing. Um, it's got to be something else. So if you wanted to encourage someone to get in and they maybe want to find you or locate you, what would be something that you would tell them about you if they wanted you to coach them in the modeling industry? Because I can see you as being someone's coach, and what are some of the things that they can you can teach them?
Well, right now I'm not offering coaching because
Right.
I'm still building myself.
Mhm.
However, if someone to ever needed help or advice, they could always write me on Facebook and say, "Hey, I'm going to the show," or "Hey, I'm talking to this recruiter or whatever," and they're confused and want to ask me a few questions. Sure, but right now, I probably won't start coaching until I'm well in the industry and settled and stable. But I have a lot of good advice to help people not be taken advantage of.
Right.
And I
That's
will also tell young girls that are getting into modeling, don't go to a photo shoot by yourself. Don't go because there's some times where there has been photographers that, assault young, cute models. And you never know who you're meeting up with. You're talking to somebody, setting up an appointment with them. Hey, I want to shoot this, and you never know who's going to show up. So
right.
you do your due diligence, look at reviews, look at what they've already done. And if they do tag other models, go inbox those models and say, hey, how was he during the shoot? Did you
Right.
feel comfortable? Did you take someone with you? Just follow up. Just like you look at reviews before you go eat at a restaurant, do your due diligence. Don't be so quick to, I know it's you get anxiety when you just want to do something and you're ready and you want to, sometimes don't be too quick to do something so fast. Kind of like
Right.
sit on it for a little while. Ask a family member or a friend to go with you. I don't think you should bring a whole entourage, but
Right.
like just bring one person with you or share your location, some
Right.
stuff like that. Because human and sex trafficking is really, really real. And
Right.
most women that do get in modeling, they obviously feel like they are beautiful and they
Right.
feel like they want to get in that type of industry. So if you definitely are beautiful, somebody's probably gonna want to,
Right.
whatever. So I would just be safe. That's the
That's
main
good.
thing, safety.
Say that's good. That's good advice. That's good.
Hmm.
I absolutely love it. How do you juggle? Because we know you are a mother, as well
Hmm.
as you have your business. You have even your contact business. You have a vending machine with your contacts and things like that in it. So how do you juggle being a model, being a mother, having your own business? And you know what? That's what I wanted to tap into. Your fashion week, when you have your fashion show. Because you just recently had one. When
Hmm.
is your next one coming up? Are you just gonna do it once a year?
Yeah,
Um,
once a year, every
i-
year.
okay, is there a certain month in the year so that we can start getting people while they watching this video, they can just keep
Hmm.
in mind. And what kind of models will you be looking for? So you're gonna be doing it again next year. And
Yeah.
what type of models do you think you'll be looking for next year?
It's gonna be every June of every year, more
Okay,
than likely the second week of June.
okay,
This year it will be in Jacksonville, Florida.
okay.
Yeah, I'm excited about it.
That's exciting.
Um, the type of models now, yes, last year I did a general casting call. And this year I'm more serious about the models that want to come. You really have to let me know that you're serious about it.
Right,
Um, Last year I had some people that were late that didn't really take it serious.
right.
And what I do, I'm very serious about what I do.
Absolutely.
I've invested a lot in what I do and I love what I do. And
Right,
to have people that don't take it as serious as you or don't take you serious or
right,
don't respect, what you put into it, it's kind of slap in the face. So this year
Right.
I'm going to be a stickler on picking my models, and I'm not going to hold back. Behind the scenes with modeling is very stressful. When you're trying to get models whipped in shape and get them to follow directions, it can be hectic backstage, you know.
Right.
And so this year is gonna be I'm gonna be very picky about who I choose.
Right.
Now the sizes is open. All type
Okay.
models. The sizes are open: plus size, your model size, your in between sizes, and that all depicts on the fashion designers that decide to sign up, and they
Right.
will choose their models. Now,
Right.
of course, I will have the last say so depending on the model's attitude towards the show and showing up on practices, being diligent at responding to text messages or emails, because putting a show together is not easy.
Right. It's not
It's
right.
not easy putting an event together. So having the participation of the people that want to be a part, and
Right.
having them to show up in communication and knowing where they need to be at what times, and stuff like this, because they got to get makeup done, all those things play a factor.
Right.
And so last year it didn't start on time. Like, it was just so many things that I had to learn from my first event. And this year will be so much better. And I'm so excited.
So excited. I'm telling you, like, and now I noticed that also it was some of the models that came to your event that are still getting gigs, that are getting other opportunities because somebody took notice of them while they were here. This is why come they should definitely take it serious, because I've known a few of them that
Hmm.
are still getting opportunities now to go out of town to model, and it was only because they had went to your event. So they do need to take it a little bit more. So you said, I would love to see. Okay, we have somebody that one of the queens that just said, she said, I would love to see children in this next fashion show. Is that
That's my plan, to have children in the next fashion show. However, um, I'm sorry, forgive my face, but um, I would have to have a strict conversation with their
the
parents,
parents? Okay,
because um, professional children models are not regular children.
right.
They are trained to know how to behave.
Okay, got you.
And sometimes parents can't take the truth about their children.
Yes, got
And
you.
then they think that it's a personal attack, when really your child has not been coached on how to behave in
Mm,
this industry.
yes, that's good.
So
That's
having kids running up and down the runway, not knowing how to
yes,
take direction, I can't afford that.
right,
I can't afford children hanging on the curtains in these people establishment that I may be renting.
right.
That is a liability.
It is. I got you. I
And
got
then when backstage, I'm gonna paint a picture for you. All models are typically naked. We're running around, and sometimes breasts are just hanging out,
you.
stuff like
Right.
that. So I would have to regulate that children models would only be able to change in bathrooms, and they would have to have a parent or guardian backstage. But then
Yeah.
again, you have
Listen.
parent or guardians backstage while other models are naked and getting dressed. Do you get what I'm saying? These are the
Right.
dilemmas that I have to think about before I
Right.
allow stuff like that. Or I have to make sure that there's another room where the children and the parents are separate from the adult models, but then I have to run back and forth to relay messages. But then if I
Right.
can't do that, then I have to hire someone else to do it. You know what I'm saying? So those are
See.
things
Right.
that I have to think about before I allow stuff like that. And so a lot of people say, "Oh, you being a stickler." No, I'm being safe, because you can get sued. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I have a lot to think about allowing children this year. That was my plan, but I
And
don't
they
know if I'm ready for that yet.
have to be disciplined because, honey, I seen a baby that was on the runway, right? And I think it was a little girl, and I don't know what happened, but it was some stuff that was happening, like somebody shot beside her, or something was going on, and that little girl just kept walking as if nothing was going on around her. She kept that
Mhm.
face. I said, she know
Yeah.
what she's doing. That baby been in the industry for a while, because she
Mhm.
can easily get distracted. Even
Yeah.
some adults couldn't handle that. If something happened around them or somebody fall or noise is being made, like you said, keep that straight face. That little girl kept right on going. She kept walking. I said, and she was like, could have been under 6 years old, could have been like 6, 7 years old, and
Hmm.
she was strutting it. And you do have to start them out very young. You do have
Yeah.
to start them out young. So you have it, Princess. Have you
Yeah.
started her? Is it something that she wants to do?
She's in modeling school right now.
Okay.
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Yeah. She goes once a month, and then it's like from 9 in the morning to 5 in the evening.
Oh,
Yeah. Modeling school is she goes to Barbizon. Modeling school is intense. They teach
okay.
the makeup, how to interview
Right.
etiquette, how to walk, all types of stuff. What to wear to gigs, all black.
Right.
They teach them a lot of stuff. And that's what I was saying, like, and I'm not opposed to upcoming inspiring kid models. I'm not
Right.
opposed to
Right.
that. It's just
Mhm.
that I want to give off excellence. And if
Right.
your child does not know how to behave or does not have runway etiquette, or they'll
Mhm.
just jet off the runway and go sit with you because they're nervous,
Yes.
that's going to cause an interruption into elegance that I want to provide in my show, the experience in the show that I'm providing. And it's not a personal attack. This is something I have to protect my brand. And if you
Right.
don't feel like your child is there yet, don't put me in that position. Please.
Right.
Because I'm going to be honest. And that's the problem with today's society, where they want to convince kids that everyone's a winner, and that's not reality.
Mm.
Because I remember back in the day when you wanted to make the football team or the cheerleading squad, and you had to run up to the list and see who made the list. And if you didn't make
Right.
the list, you went back and practiced until you made it for next year.
Right.
But nowadays everybody gets a participant ribbon, and that's not reality.
Right.
You're
Right.
not always going to get picked. You're not always going to be chosen. You're not going to always be the look. You're not always going to
Right.
be that person. And kids they grow up to adults thinking that they're entitled. And now you have an
Right.
entitled adult that think that they're supposed to get everything, and that's not reality.
Right.
So unfortunately, your kids need to know the truth, because those kids grow up to adults,
Right.
and they can become menace to society if they feel like they're entitled to whatever they want, and that's just not reality.
Right. Wow. That's a lot to take in.
Unpack, yeah.
It is a lot. You know, Now we understand now why people say, children models is because it looks so cute when we see it. It's like, oh, well, yeah, it's all because you don't know what that baby had to go through,
Yeah.
what the training and the
Mhm.
discipline and what the parent had to go through. And you got to start them out young like you are. Like you're starting your baby out young and taking her through training. And you're saying from 9, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., they are in class for once a
Yeah.
month, but they are intense training.
Yeah.
And so you have to be ready and prepared. Start them out while they're young, and so they can become the model that you want them to be, so that they can. And you know what? In the model industry, it builds tough skin, thick skin, confidence,
Mhm.
um, and it's just something about a model. They kind of carry themselves differently too. They do things just a little bit different. You be like, oh, she's beautiful, and they be so poised. I just look down it between the pageantry and models and things like that. I just think y'all are just so beautiful.
Now pageants, I'm not
It's
I'm
another
not there
level.
for pageants. Pageants, they do. I watch the shows
Uh-huh.
on TV about pageants. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
oh no, like, not
Honey,
for me.
listen, they forever in high heel shoes the whole entire time, but they
Mhm.
actually look beautiful. So what you all go through, they think it's just beautiful. But what about your legs shaking and
Mhm.
sagging and flopping around and your body parts, not because although I'm a plus size, that don't mean I just have to let stuff just shaking, jiggling. You know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
you still want to be put together. So
Yeah.
I appreciate you for your time on tonight. This has been a tremendous blessing to have you here on the show on tonight. Talking to us about modeling, the pros, the cons, the do's,
Yeah.
the don'ts, and things like that, and even giving us some part of your own personal testimony and how you had to have tough skin when you were told, hey, you're a little too big for this dress, or
Yeah.
you're too pretty, you're not what they're looking for. It's like, okay, but at the same time, you don't give up despite, not being called in right now, and things like that. So I absolutely love it, because there's so many other things that God has given you to do that you take full advantage of. What are some of the things that you do meanwhile until another opportunity come forth? What are some of the things that you're doing right now that you could tell some aspiring models that you just, these are things that you can do while you're waiting, or what you don't
Um,
need to do? What are some of the things you
you
got?
just constantly work on your craft. Like you're never too good for your craft. You
Right.
constantly learn a new. I'm 33. I started at 19.
Hmm.
The industry is constantly changing.
Right.
Makeup contour is constantly changing. The new
Right.
trend is constantly changing. You can't get left
Got you.
behind. You can't get left behind. Also, keep building your portfolio.
Right.
Find you a photographer to where like every month you're changing your pictures. Why? Because every month we're aging.
Right. Oh, wow.
We're aging every day, actually, every single day, every second we're aging. So
Right.
what if you do a detox and you lose 20 pounds and you show up to a gig and your comp card shows you a little heavier,
Right.
but in
Things are,
person you're
yeah.
smaller.
Right.
They
It's not
have to
updated.
see a reflection of you now,
Right.
because they have a show about that called Catfish. Like you can't be submitting pictures that you don't look like anymore.
Right.
They're booking you for what you look like, because what you submit, they expect to see that as soon as you show up.
Right.
So every
Oh,
change that you make, you
yeah.
have to get new pictures.
Right.
Or you have, and then which gives you more pressure, because you got to keep your weight at a because you
Right.
don't, if you keep flip flopping, then you got to keep taking pictures. Like you want to stay,
Right.
at a calm pace. You want to stay, okay, you want to be 165, for a while now. Okay, I think I can lose some weight. I want to be 130 or 140, and
Right.
you stay there. You just maintain, find you a good maintain it, and you do that. Or like I signed my daughter up for a makeup class. She's going to a makeup class tomorrow.
Okay.
Constantly, you know, evolve yourself, learn
Hmm.
new trades, pick up new classes, a walk class, a Pilates, learn new, because that's going to help you with posing.
Right.
The most uncomfortable pose will be the best pose that's going to show up on a picture. So you
Yeah.
don't want to be out of shape because you're posing and then you catch a cramp or a Charlie horse and now you can't move. Trust me, it's happened. I'm like, oh, wait. So
Okay.
you want to make sure you're hydrated, where you don't catch
Yeah.
those cramps, or you do yoga so you can bend your body and get
Right.
those uncomfortable poses on the runway or in a photo shoot, to where now you like, oh my God, like it's gonna be uncomfortable, but when they take
Right.
that picture, it's gonna be beautiful. So I mean, it's worth it. You have to invest in yourself. So that's what I would say. Constantly evolve, invest in yourself. Make sure that you're up on the new trends and you don't get left behind.
What are some of the things that you have to do do a seasoned person have a chance in this modeling industry? Do a seasoned person, someone who's a little bit older.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the way, that's why I said it's important for you to learn all the types of modeling, because you do we have, like I said, magazine, and you have commercial modeling. Now in your everyday commercials, where there's like Walmart commercials, Target, coffee shops, it's
Yeah.
normal people in those commercials, but guess what?
Yes.
They're models. Those
Right.
are paid extras and actors and models, and they be looking for older people with gray hair.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
they be looking for an old couple to do a commercial for
Oh my goodness.
Alzheimer's.
Yes.
Those are models,
They're
high-end
models.
models. So like you can do though, like my grandmother, she got picked for a commercial that she'll be doing here pretty soon. Because my model agent, she texted me, she said, "Hey, I need an older woman. They got grays and she looks older. Like, black people, they don't age, quickly." So she was like, "Does she look like she's older? I mean, she don't look old, but you can
Right.
tell that she's an older woman." I was like, "Yeah." I sent her a
Yeah.
picture. She's like, "Oh, she's beautiful. She's hired."
Oh,
Stuff like that. It pays to be connected.
ooh, you better say
It
that.
pays to be, because if I didn't have a modeling agent and I didn't have
Yes.
my couldn't put my grandmother on, you know what I'm saying?
I'm
They could have
trying.
picked
Yes.
anybody. And so Seasoned people, they definitely have a chance. It's just you
Right.
need to know your niche in modeling. Now, would you have a seasoned person doing runway model in Gucci? Probably not. If
Mm,
you're not a size, or if you're not in
right.
good shape to walk, or you got
Right.
a cane, that's not ideal. However, commercial modeling is
Got
print
it.
modeling in maybe a grocery store magazine, or those
Mm,
what is it called when you get your newspapers and they
yeah.
have coupons in them. They typically have models in those magazines. Those are normal people, but they're hired models to be in those type of commercials or print. Or you have advertisement for cruise lines. Those are
Yes.
models. They get paid.
Now
So
that was a good question. That was a
yeah.
good question, Queen, that you asked that, because I had that just blew my mind, because they are models.
Yeah.
So, when you get ready to do yours next year, will age be a factor? Will you say, okay, we're gonna, so no, you can be older, but you got to be able to do this? Because I seen some of your models were absolutely beautiful. They were perfect. So
Mhm.
for yours that you're doing next year, we know that you're probably not going to do children, unless under certain circumstances. But when you talk about older, what will be your age limit for the older?
I probably won't have an age limit per se, but I'll have a requirement to where you have
Okay,
to be able to wear heels.
got you. Okay,
I can't have you talking about I'm wearing flats. It's not happening
right, right. Or tennis shoes.
unless that fashion designer is like a shoe
Right,
and they design Crocs, or
got you. Okay, got
tennis shoe. They sell tennis shoes, or they sell urban
you.
wear and they want you to wear tennis shoes.
Right.
But
Okay.
other than that, if you just, oh, I can't walk in heels, well, then you're not going to be on the runway. Like that. That's just, I got
Oh, I have a question. So,
to.
do you prepare them? Before that, because some people just think you can just go ahead and get into your event and just start modeling. Do you have like ways you start preparing them before then to know that they're ready to be on the runway to model? Your your clothing, or the vendors that are bringing their clothing in. Do you have a time where you prepare them, or they to see if they're ready? To model,
Um,
or to
Now
model.
last year I did have I did have where I practiced with them. I did teach some people how to walk. And I don't have a problem with that, but that it's almost like I'm hindering them because they're not going to do the work on their own. One,
Right.
two, I didn't get that. And then when you go in the industry, they expect you to be that.
Ready. Oh, yeah. Okay. So if you're gonna, it's just like if you going in for a job, know what you're applying for,
Yeah,
and so at least have done the background check, and
right.
figured
Because
out
when you
about
go for a
the job.
job, you make sure that you have something on your resume.
Yes,
Like
that'll fit that.
like all the stuff that you've done in your life, you've already proclaimed self that I am fit for this job. But
Right.
if
Right.
you're somebody coming out of high school, you're not going to go apply for an accountant job. You're going to go
Right.
do
Yes.
Wendy's, McDonald's, things that are entry level.
Right.
See, I did that last year, but like I said, I'm striving for excellence.
Yes.
And me, when I go to gigs and stuff like that, I am expected to know what a T-walk is. I'm expected
Yes.
to know the tempo on how to walk. That is the whole reason why I got chosen.
Come on.
So you kind of have to start to have those requirements, because if your requirements are below standards, then anybody can feel like they can do it, and that's just not reality.
Right.
So eventually I'm going to have standards and requirements. Um, and my goal was to teach people how to be models, that it's more than just sports. It's art. This is an art, just like theater
Right.
and stuff like that. And not everybody's dream is to dribble a ball or to pass a ball. Some people
Right.
want to be models, some people, and they just don't know where to start. And I wanted to
Right.
be that entry level, but
Right.
eventually I'll turn into a school, and now I'm not a school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Eventually I want to have that, but
Right.
that's not where I'm at right now. So I can't afford to constantly have every year have
Right.
entry level models.
Right.
They would have to come with a resume, with
Right.
something. that I don't have to constantly teach or, indoctrinate into this industry, unfortunately.
Mm. So I have a question for you.
Hmm.
Um, if anybody would like to contact you, what are some of the things that you can give them so they can contact you if they want to get into this industry?
They can contact me on Facebook, Danielle Williams. My modeling Facebook is called Danny Locks, DANNYLOCSS. My Instagram is the same, Danny Locks, and my TikTok is the same, Danny Locks. So you can always DM me, write on my wall, comment on anything that I post, and say, "Hey, I have a couple questions," and you can reach out to me that way. I do have a business phone line, but I haven't memorized the phone number. So if you do DM me and you want my business line, I will provide you with the phone number. So, and I have an email too, Danielle Williams, both common spelling, 504@gmail.com. And those are the ways that you can reach me.
And y'all, if y'all go on Facebook, you will also see that she has a great following and she's always on Facebook. She have over 30,000 people that do come in to watch her on her Facebook page. Every time I see her page is going up and going up in numbers. I don't know how she do it, but she does enough to get people want to see more of what she's doing. So she is more, to me, she's more than just a model. She provides information. She is someone that has information that can help you get to some of the places that you want. So if you have any information, any questions regarding modeling, she is the person to see. If you have anything to do, talk about some things in the industry, she may have some information for that. If you're interested next year in getting into her fashion week, y'all need to go ahead and contact her now and see about getting into it, getting more information, getting yourselves prepared for next year. If I was able to get, if my knees was good, I'd be trying to get her. I'll be that plus size queen walking. I'll be strutting them. I'll give every queen a run for their money because I come prepared, honey.
It's period.
I'm trying to tell you now. I don't care. I may come with a paper bag on my head, but baby, by the time I get ready to get on that runway, I'm gonna make you turn your head. Cause my body be swaying from one side to the other. You best believe I'm gonna be high stepping, stomp stepping, whatever, T stepping, I stepping, mad face. I'm gonna give you face. I'm gonna give you all. Cause listen, but God knows,
Yeah.
God knows what He's doing. So y'all go ahead, prepare yourselves, share this video with other people. If you all know some women or even men, young men, older men
Mhm.
that are interested in modeling, let them know it's going to be in Jacksonville. What you say, July of next year?
June, the second week.
June of next year. So
Mhm.
if you know some people, let them know that, hey, if y'all are nearby this area, she did a wonderful job last year. It was absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. And not only that, there were people who were starting to get into the modeling industry. They had clothes, they had shoes, they had all sorts of things last year. But because of the people that were there, the PRs and other people that are connected, some of the people that model, they're still getting gigs from her fashion week. They're still getting opportunities from modeling, and it helped boost their self-esteem and their confidence. And these people are still shifting. They're still rocking and rolling. So she is somebody to get into. She's also going to be on the cover of NBQ magazine. I'm super excited
I
about it.
can't wait. I can't wait.
It's
I'm
listen,
so
it's
excited.
it's going to listen. Y'all think she's beautiful. She is absolutely gorgeous, and the magazine is going to be coming out soon. Y'all need to be on the lookout for the magazine. But Queen, thank you for your time. We thoroughly appreciated you, thoroughly enjoyed it. I appreciate you. We're gonna definitely stay in contact.
Yes.
So if y'all have any questions for her after y'all see this video, definitely message her, DM her, and she will answer y'all questions as soon as she can. Thank you so much for your time, Queen. Like I always say, like I tell everybody when they come on the show, after this, we love you, peace, and blessings.